The man put fluorescent powder into the water. After stirring, he found that the smiley face on the table was invisible to the naked eye. Only under UV light could it be seen. Then he placed an antique button into the solution, making sure it was fully coated. Afterward, he anonymously sent it to a museum curator. The curator was pleasantly surprised upon seeing it. She immediately picked it up to examine it, getting the fluorescent agent all over her hands. Meanwhile, his teammate used a laser to shine on the heat-sensing alarm device beneath the display case. This triggered the museum's alarm system. The items in the display were instantly transferred into a fully automated anti-theft system, which sent them to an underground vault. The curator immediately rushed over to check the situation. She entered the password for the vault. At that moment, the fluorescent agent on her hands had covered the keyboard. Another teammate snuck in and used a cutter to open a conduit, extending a control wire inside, then clipped it to the hallway and underground vault surveillance lines, connecting directly to the museum's surveillance system. They then hacked into the security cameras and set all of them to freeze on a still image. At this point, Cage disguised himself as a repairman and entered the museum. After changing into a suit and putting away the drill, he tidied his hair and went to the ball. While chatting with the curator, he learned that the earlier alarm was considered a system error. Then another person handed her a glass of wine. Cage offered to hold the glass in her hand and took a sip himself, pretending to go refill it. This way, he obtained the curator's glass. He took out a sealed bag, went into the restroom, pulled out a test vial, and a cotton ball. He dripped liquid from the vial onto the cotton ball, added a few drops of catalyst, and fingerprints slowly emerged inside the sealed bag. The most crucial step, he put on a fingerprint sleeve and successfully copied the fingerprint. He used the fingerprint to pass the scanner and open the elevator door. Then, using UV light on the keypad, he reported the letters stained with fluorescent powder to his teammate. The teammate quickly cracked the password using a computer. He entered the code in sequence, and the heavy door was opened. He began dismantling the picture frame. At that moment, the surveillance feed went out. His teammate told him to evacuate quickly as the cameras were no longer working. The unexpected situation threw them into chaos. He didn't have time to dismantle the contents and took the entire frame. While waiting for the elevator, the emergency exit behind him opened. It turned out to be another gang. They were well equipped and opened fire on him. Fortunately, the glass was bulletproof and he quickly entered the elevator. He continued dismantling the frame, then placed the Declaration of Independence into a sealed bag and hid it on his body. As he quickly walked out of the museum, he was seen by the curator. She felt something was wrong and followed him.